What's up, everybody? Welcome back to FNFBARTALK. Me and Negative Robert here again for another drink review. Tonight is the Steel Reserve Alloy Series Spiked Orange Soda. So, the nutritional facts for these, brace yourself, everybody, because these are not the most nutritional things you can drink. 570 calories, 64.1 grams of carbs. They come in at 8% alcohol. So, Aftershock is out here. That's an old drink from back in the day. This is an old drink from back in the day. They just kind of revived themselves with the new Alloy series and made it flavored. And they're actually really good. So far, every one we have tried has been excellent.
3 out of 3?
I think it's 2. Well, no, it is 3. It is 3. So we're hoping to add another one to that category of it's good. Now, the Four Locos we do a lot of are kind of hit and miss. 50-50, but so far the Steel Reserve has been 100%. So we've been seeing a lot of stuff online where the younger generation coming up now has been finding Mad Dog, the 2020, and some of them older drinks. So it's kind of like, well, Steel Reserve definitely fits in that category because it's definitely way back in the day, and we will do some Mad Dogs also because, hey, if you guys like them, we'll drink them again. It's probably been 20 years, but we'll drink them.
Longer than that. Probably a little more than 20 years ago.
Yeah, probably a little more than 20 years ago. Yeah. But so we got the orange soda. We're going to try this tonight, and hopefully it equals to all the other ones.
Yeah. So the first one we did was the cherry slushy. Oh, my God. That one, the bar has already been set for that one. It's just bam. After that, it was the tiki.
Yes.
Tiki was good.
Island Punch. That was it, yeah.
And then the last one I think we did was the blackberry. So all three of those, the slushy, there is no touching that one just yet. But then the other two, yes, they were definitely right up there. Old school comparison, these are definitely outdoing the Four Loko, which back in the day, Four Loko was the thing. But then again, back in the day, at the same time, Steel Reserve was basically a beer. So, and if you remember, go back and check our video on the cherry slushy. We did the Steel Reserve beer. So, but yes. So, for the orange soda, I've got hopes for this one. I'm hoping that this one is very comparable to the cherry slushy.
I'm thinking it's going to be, if the flavors stay on course like all the other ones have, it's going to be like the Jameson one.
Where it's basically like orange soda,
the
right?
The orange spritz.
Basically just
orange
like
soda.
Sunkist orange soda.
Yep. All right, give it a shot. All right. The only thing Steel Reserve has on the, or I should say Four Loko has over the Steel Reserve is they have more alcohol. These come in at 8, they're what, 13.9 or something like that.
And I think they're also a little less on the
carbs.
Yeah. And good stuff too.
Well, no, I think the other one had 100 grams. Oh, man, it smells like Crush. Just straight Crush soda.
So, foams up like soda.
It's good. It tastes really sweet. Shoo. You get a little bit of that malt on it.
Yes, there is. On that back end, there's a malt.
The other ones that I have that,
but
it goes away. It's like gone.
Well, for the orange is not potent, but it's there. So it's not like an orange Sunkist soda or like a Crush or anything. It's not like boom orange, boom, like, you know. But the orange is there. It's kind of almost like biting into an actual orange, where you have that flavor, but it's not overpowering at that. And then you get that malt on the back end.
It's pretty good.
Oh, summertime is going to be dangerous.
Like always, you know, like with the Four Locos, some other stuff we drink, sometimes I recommend putting them over ice when you drink them. So we always try to have a fair comparison between these and the Four Locos, because some of the Four Locos, they are trash out of the can,
but they taste better out of the glass.
As soon as you put it in a glass with ice, I don't know what kind of magical potion happens, but they change.
What kind of witchcraft is that? I don't know.
That's about the same. These don't really change much.
No.
I think what you get is what you
No,
get.
pretty much Steel Reserve is pretty much on point. So you get orange or you get whatever flavor, it's the same in the here.
This is a super dangerous can. I mean, you could go hog wild on this and, I mean, just get annihilated fast. If you drink a couple of these things.
Slushy still takes the bar.
100%.
Slushy still,
no doubt,
is that we got really lucky with doing the slushy very first time.
Yeah.
Because that one set the bar, and it's been no one's touched it. Nothing we have tried has beat that one yet. Nothing has touched that bar. Which makes me kind of wonder, like, say if we started with any of these other ones that we've done so far, and which one would have set the bar? And then all of a sudden, if we came in at some point with the slushy, it would have been like, done.
Game over. Yeah.
Then we would have had to completely reformat. So, but yeah, right at this point, the slush is still number one. And I think if I recall,
the Tiki Island Punch was pretty good.
The Tiki came in, I think, around second, and then came in with the blackberry.
I would say I think this is better than blackberry, just by a little bit. None of them have been bad.
No,
but I think this one kind of edges out the blackberry a little bit.
I mean, they all have a consistency of what sweetness? Not really sweetness. They all have a consistency of like not being trash.
Yeah.
Like you get certain malt type beverages, and we've had a couple of them where you drink them and it's just like it's like a smack in the face to malt and just trash. So far, Steel Reserve has not missed the mark. I mean, they have just the flavor is there. I mean, what you read is what you get. It's just,
yeah.
I mean, it's either going to be very in your face or it's going to be right there. Not watered down like some of the other crap that we've tasted, where it's like, oh yeah, orange, blah blah blah, and you drink it and it's like on the backside you get a little flavor of orange. Like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
This is like orange with a little bit of malt gone.
Yeah.
And this so far, Steel Reserve, you're definitely the summertime drink at this point. I mean,
they definitely
you come a far long way from from the silver cans of Steel Reserve,
from the old lager to this. It's amazing. I'm kind of wondering maybe that's why they don't put a lot of alcohol in it, to try to keep that malt taste out of it.
It could be. I mean, then again,
because I think the worst one we've ever tried down here so far is the Four Loko Gold.
Oh God!
And
that was.
If you guys have never had that, you know what? Spend $2, go out and buy a can, and hey, enjoy.
But again, we could go into a whole episode when it comes to just malt beverages on their own. Malt beverages, and I've brushed on this on one of our past ones. I don't know whether it was Four Loko or whether it was Steel Reserve, but a quick synopsis on that. Malt beverages go back all the way back to the late 90s with Mike's Hard Lemonade. Actually, the very first one was Doc Otis. Doc Otis was the very first hard lemonade, which was a malt beverage that came out, followed by Mike's Hard Lemonade, which then they've got numerous flavors at this point.
Yeah.
So Steel Reserve in its right is way late in the game, but I would say at this point they came out swinging. I mean, it's just this is 4 out of 4, and they're all good. For
I think there's 10 flavors. We're going to do them all.
I can't wait to taste the other ones because I mean, so far, they're. But like you were saying with the Four Loko, I think the first one, I can't remember what the first one we had.
It was the Warhead.
Warhead.
That was good.
It was a sour. That one was good. And then I think we did the gold. That was trash. Then we came up with a couple more. So far, Four Loko is
it's like 50-50.
You're hitting and missing from the point from where they're going. Steel Reserve, 4 out of 4 at this point. They're on the mark. They're hitting it. They're running with it. So it's a really good old school turn to, to a new generation of sort. And
It's where the market's at.
right. And I mean, everything nowadays is seltzers, or it's citrus type stuff, or spiked cocktails or whatever. Malts, don't be fooled. Malts have been around for over 20 years. Like I said, the first hard lemonade, Doc Otis, malt. It was a malt beverage. Because I remember way back in the day when I started drinking them, I actually looked it up, and we're talking about days when the internet was very, very young, and you had to actually look for information, not where you just sort of make a comment and there it was. So we're looking at something that is, went from a beer to a malt beverage, and they are hitting the mark like right on there so far. 4 out of 4. I really don't want to curse it. I'm hoping they continue with all 10 flavors, because they're gold at this point, except for the Four Loko Gold. But yes. So this one, I will give this one a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, this is good. For me, it's good. It's not like an Orange Crush soda, or it's not like Fanta or any of the actual sodas, but it's good for being a malt beverage. So
I'd say I give it an 8 out of 10. It is good. Like kind of like how you described. It's kind of like just you get a hint of like fresh squeezed juice.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of like you get a little bit of the malt, and then it's gone, but
it doesn't linger.
Yeah, there's not a long finish to the malt on the back end, so you don't have to worry about that. But it's pretty good. Like you said, the cherry slushy, I don't think there's a drink that will ever come down here that will ever beat that drink. I mean, that is. The bar is raised so high. Like I said, a Slurpee 7-Eleven, it melted down a little bit, and you sucked up the straw. Boom, 100%. You tasted nothing except for that.
Mm-hmm.
That is probably the best drink I've ever had in my life, except it had 100 grams of carbs and like 780 calories. So it's definitely not healthy, but it is good.
Yes.
These are not as bad. Some of the other still reserves we've done, I think the Tiki and the Cherry were the worst, but they're starting to go down. But yeah, it's good. It's good. Like I said, from the early mid 90s when Odie, St. Ides, Hurricane, all them other big companies were out, and it was malt, and it's been transformed into this, which is more geared towards the younger crowd, and they're like $2. So I mean, hey, if you guys have had any of these, leave a comment. I like to know. Like I said, they're cheap, they're very affordable. Let us know what you guys think your favorite flavor is that you've tried, because we haven't tried one bad yet. Say 4 for 4, so that's always really good, because sometimes we get mixed packs that have maybe one that's good in it out of 4. So to have every one so far be good and it's still reserve, that speaks volume right there.
Yeah. And I mean, in retrospect, I mean, we can speak to this. I mean, the younger crowd that are like 21 to 25 at this point, you may not really know to a point, but pricing wise on this, again, these are like a couple bucks a can. Back in the day, and we're talking back in the day when Steel Reserve was a beer, that's pretty much how much a size can of beer was. Pretty much about $1.
Yeah.
$1.25, $1.50 if you were lucky, down in the cheap end of the liquor store. Those of you that are our age, you remember going into a liquor store and you go way down to one side or the other, all your cheap stuff was in there. Steel Reserve was right inside there. Most of your malt liquors, next cooler over.
Yeah, they're all right there.
And the pricing, I mean, for today's standards, you think Steel Reserve would actually, bump these up to equivalent to some of the other ones? They're not. They're still priced almost adequately to, what they were back in the day.
Yeah.
And for that price, that's pretty damn good. And it's in a can. I mean, and like he said, the carbs, the sugars, or whatever you want, all that stuff may not be the greatest, but yet look at the size of the can. You got a bunch of friends, you got some cups, one can pretty much take care of all of you. And so, so this way you're not drinking as much until you open up 5 or 6 of these things.
Mhm.
And then I can't help you on that.
Well, there you have, folks. That is a Steel Reserve Spiked Orange Soda, their Alloy series. So if you guys see these out somewhere, check them out. They're actually really good. We approve of them. I know they're definitely ARMS approved. So, as always, drink responsibly. Do not drink and drive, especially if you're drinking something like this.
Yeah, this
Or
will
even
sneak
this.
up. Yeah, they'll both sneak up on you.
Anything you want to add?
No. Other than the fact that now you got me thinking about old school drinks. So
Old school drinks are coming too. Don't worry about that.
yeah,
Like I said, the new generation, seen TikTok and Instagram, and he was telling me they just found Mad Dog 2020 and some other stuff. We're like, well, you know what? We'll do a retro night and we'll do nothing but Mad Dog, Boone's Farm, all the old late 90s drinks. Just 90s drinks.
let us know. If we're forgetting any of this stuff from way back in the day, that old school stuff that may still be around.
Yeah, still available, yeah.
Like I said, I think in one of the earlier videos that I looked at, Steel Reserve itself, the beer,
It's
is
going away.
no longer available. You might be able to get lucky and see a couple beer cans actually in there. They've transitioned to the malt beverages now. So, and I believe Old E is also followed suit, if I remember reading into that as well. So, if you guys can think of any old school stuff that we may be forgetting, or that you want to say, hey, check this out, try this again. Most of the old school stuff we have not tried probably in about 20 years.
Yeah, at least.
I'm almost kind of intrigued on whether or not I can still handle half that stuff. So,
yeah. All right, folks. Well, you know what? This was the Steel Reserve, and we will see you guys for the next review.
Mhm.
Cheers.